Welcome back, everybody, to another exhilarating montage episode of Lockdown 23 and 1. I make a wish every time I see that shooting star after saying the intro. But like I said, I got a montage of lockup and crime-related clips coming your way. One clip's gonna show a judge crying as he sentences a defendant to prison. Not to mention we got a pimp down in Las Vegas. He calls himself a warrior, but he's gonna have to be fighting for something else here soon. Going into the penitentiary with that kind of paperwork. But anyways, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new to the channel and enjoy all things lockup and crime-related, then this is absolutely where you need to be. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, fast like, and don't forget to check out my playlist with many more videos for you to start watching today. Alright, first up, like I said, we got a pimp down in Vegas. Usually I break down these stories myself, but since we're in montage mode today, we're gonna let Channel 8's investigators handle this one.
A convicted pimp is heading to prison after a contentious court battle. It's a story the 8 News Now investigators have been following very closely.
This is Richard Babb.
I'm a warrior. I'm a survivor.
He's convicted of sex trafficking children, sexual assault, and more.
I'm not a stupid person.
He's here in a Las Vegas courtroom Tuesday for his sentencing.
I want the world to know what's going on.
He claims he's been wronged. He calls court marshals criminals, says his previous attorneys didn't do their jobs, and interrupts Clark County District Court Judge Michelle Levitt.
Let me tell you something. When I talk, you're not going to tell me that I can't interrupt you.
Your pimp ass can't interrupt the judge? Judging by the Roman centurion scales of justice, he's going straight to Smokeville. But he's a warrior in the courtroom, and he's probably gonna have to be one, definitely, like I said, in the cell block. Because he wasn't pimping adult women. He was taking advantage of the weak-minded and broken-spirited children.
Acts like he was in love with her to make her think that she was doing the right thing. Says it.
Babb belches out loud. Lombardo continues to argue for a sentence of 57 years to life in prison, saying each of Babb's 4 victims should be considered.
Left her on Tropicana to go have sex with adults, where he would retrieve the money for it.
She says Babb met 2 victims, 12 and 13-year-old girls, on Snapchat.
12 and 13 years old. I got 4 daughters. My oldest ones are 14. Just a year or 2 older than his victims. Man, oh man, I really do hope his warrior abilities is put to the test.
Babb still tries to argue for a new trial. He doesn't appear to accept responsibility or show remorse. Levitt sentences him to 35 years to life in prison.
But I know that today everything's going to be okay.
As for the soonest he could be released from prison, well, he's 24 years old now. He'll be close to 60 years old.
My question to y'all is, and I apologize, it is hailing, storming, going crazy right now. Can y'all hear it? Oh my goodness. Got a crazy camping session planned for y'all this weekend as well, so be on the alert for that. But my question to y'all is, do you think he'll make it out of prison alive? I don't know. He said he wanted the whole world to see it, but he kept hiding his face with the little folders. I think he knows just as well as we do. He don't want nobody seeing his case, but it's too late. Enjoy your stay in the Nevada prison system, whichever one you like to call it. But moving on to the next clip, we're going to witness a judge get emotional while sentencing a defendant to prison.
You know, nothing that I do here is going to alleviate the pain that the family has endured all these years. It's just an unfortunate situation that the family's had to grieve that long to determine what happened to Tara Grinstead. I just can't quite, wrap my head around, what was done. You were an adult. You were 21 years old when this happened. It wasn't like some teenage thing. But since then, this family has waited, but you chose not to come forward. Not only did you not come forward, you continued to violate the law. Even when you're in the military, you may have a good military record, but you're convicted of a felony while you were in the military. And then you violated your probation on top of that. One of those acts was just failing to do community service, which I can't imagine anything any more simple than completing community service.
All right, so let me break down just a little bit of this case, all right? Tara Grinstead was an American high school history teacher from Akola, Georgia, who went missing on October 22nd, 2005, and was declared dead in 2010. On February 23rd, 2017, a press conference was held by Georgia Bureau of Investigation, formally announcing that a tip had been received that led to the arrest of Ryan Alexander Duke for Grinstead's murder and concealment. On March 3rd, 2017, an additional arrest was made public in connection with Grinstead's disappearance, when Duke's former classmate, Bo Dukes, who's the individual in the courtroom today, and yes, both these guys' last name is Duke, but they're not related. But Bo Duke, like I said, the one in the courtroom today, I know it can get a bit confusing, was charged with attempting to conceal a death, hindering apprehension, and tampering with evidence. But like I said, this case has a lot of twists and turns if you want to do your own research, because Ryan Duke confessed to the killing in 2017, then recanted in 2022 and said it was all Bo Duke. You know, so be aware when you're going into this story. It's a dark one.
You know, this could have all ended, you know, in June of 2016. You had an opportunity then, when you were asked about this, to, whether you remembered your conversation with John McCullough or not, you certainly remembered burning the body.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have been the time to, you know, to come forward and say, let me tell you what I did. You know, I've sinned, and I'm asking for forgiveness. That would have been the time. I think it's Romans 3:23 says, "For all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God."
If you think you're getting a slap on the wrist after the judge is reciting Bible verses and tears rolling at the same time, you're living in a fantasy world, man. That's only a one-way trip ticket. Where? Let me know in the comments below.
When you were asked about it in June of 2016.
Bobby, get ready to cue it. Long-awaited smoke on this fool.
I don't take any pleasure out of sentencing anyone, but you know, that's a part of my job. And if you'll stand, I'm going to sentence you in this case. Case number 2017 CRW 038. The court's going to sentence you on count 1 to a period of 5 years to serve in the state penitentiary. On count 2,
Well, 5
the
clip.
court's going to sentence you to 5 years to serve in the state penitentiary consecutive to count 1.
Consecutive, little 10 clip.
And on count 3,
Getting
the court's
thicker.
going to sentence you to 5 years consecutive to count 2 to serve in the state penitentiary.
15 years so far.
And on count 4, the court's going to sentence you to 10 years consecutive to the sentence in count 3 to serve in the state penitentiary.
25 blickums.
Now, your sentence, you can appeal this conviction by filing an appeal or motion for new trial within 30 days from the date of this sentence. Do you understand that? Mr. Fox, you can assist him with that.
Yes, sir.
You also have the right to file for habeas corpus relief within 4 years from the date of this sentence. You understand that?
We do, Your Honor.
All right, that's the sentence of the court.
Well, hopefully no one recognizes Duke on your name tag or wristband in prison, because your warrior status is going to be put to the test like Pimp down. Whether he killed or just hid the body of an innocent history teacher, it doesn't matter. 25 clip to me just ain't enough. My condolences go out to the victim's family, but you know what? He won't be out till there's about 4 doors on a microwave. If he even makes it. I mean, he's already kind of aged a bit. Not to mention that fresh hot paperwork is going to bring a lot of things his way. But so long, buddy. Alright, for the next story, I started doing a little research on it, and it's a dark one as well. So we're going to keep it strictly sentencing, but the judge does have choice words before he sends this monster to prison.
Sir, you ended up pleading guilty to a felony firearm, which carries a maximum penalty that must be first of 2 years, that must be served first. Then you pled guilty to a second-degree murder, which carries a maximum penalty of life or any term of years. You also pled guilty to carjacking, which carries a maximum penalty of life or any term of years, as well as carrying a concealed weapon, which carries a maximum penalty of 5 years.
I don't know if you heard that, but carjacking can carry a life sentence. Better think twice before taking a car with someone in it.
You're 26 years old. You have some prior misdemeanors. You've been in jail at least twice, and you've been on probation before. This was a situation, sir, where you took the life of Ruby Garcia, who was a young lady who had everything in front of her. You were arguing with her. This was on US 131. You ended up shooting her multiple times, and you started shooting when you were in the car, and then you took her out of the car, put the gun to her head, and pulled the trigger and shot her again.
Wow.
There is just no justification or excuse
Unreal.
for this. Your sentencing guidelines call for a minimum sentence between 171 months and 285 months. Also 19 to 38 months or 270 months to 450 months on the second-degree murder, and that's a range of 22.5 years to 37.5 years.
Not enough.
For your minimum sentence. There is an agreement that your attorney reached with the prosecutor in this morning that I will, in this incident, that I will follow, and that is that you would first receive 2 years on the felony firearm, and then somewhere in a range of 30 to 37 years on your minimum sentence on the second-degree murder. This, sir, was a cold-blooded, intentional killing. This young lady was shot several times, and then you put the gun right to her head and pulled the trigger. There is just no reason for this, no justification, no excuse whatsoever. You, sir, are a cold-blooded murderer. This is an intentional crime, and you are a danger to society. You are a very violent individual, and you need to be removed from society. It is the sentence of this court that, first of all, you be committed to the Michigan Department of Corrections, serve a minimum of 2 years on the felony firearm. After that, you will serve 37 years to a minimum of 100 years on the second-degree murder. Concurrent to those, you'll serve 20 years to 80 years on the carjacking and 3 to 5 years on the carrying a concealed weapon. You're entitled to credit of 228 days. There's $272 in state costs, $130 crime victim assessment, $1,000 in court costs. Accordingly, this is the final sentence of the court. You're receiving a form that explains your appellate rights. Sir, I hope every single night you think about the damage that you did to this family and what you did to this young lady. Please take him out of here.
I ain't gonna lie, man, something about that Bruce Lee cut's pretty intimidating. But he didn't get nowhere near enough smoke from the judge if you were to ask me, life without parole or the death penalty. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed the lineup of clips. I don't think we learned too much from this one besides, you can't be killing people or pimping. You're gonna get smoked from here to kingdom come. And for those of y'all that wondered why my beard is lower halfway through the videos, because I got my hair cut. And I messed my beard up again a bit. Had to chop it off, restart. It comes back quick though. I can grow that Tom Cruise back too, even with that receding. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. I got plenty more content coming your way. I'm gonna be reacting. I might do a live stream later reacting to that pastor clip. Lock the doors, man. All y'all gotta kick me something. Unreal, can't wait to react to that one. Not to mention Blueface in prison, man. He has some positive words for the youth. And I'll be bringing a little change of pace video y'all's way. A little camping session out in the wild. Wait till you see my hangout pad. I'll post some over here and on my second channel, of course, some behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, be on the lookout for all that. And if you're new and enjoyed, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave. And as always, until the next time, y'all be easy, be safe, and more importantly than anything, stay free.